Hello. It's the Cooped Up Podcast coming at you with our fourth episode.
On a very cold Sunday.
I think it feels good out today. It's just a little windy. Sun's nice and out and everything. BB's out there sunbathing. Whatever. The big ones are laying their eggs and squawking. Got Casbar off in the woods back there behind us. But anyways, we got some unfortunate chicken news today. There's a salmonella outbreak linked to backyard flocks infecting 34 people across 13 states. And I don't really know what salmonella does or anything like that. I guess it makes you sick and stuff or whatever. But I guess ways to prevent that or whatever is to make sure you're keeping your coops nice and clean, of course, or whatever. Keep the chicks all nice and healthy and clean, whatever. And then don't bring your chicken equipment inside the house to clean, like using your sinks or your bathtubs and
Like
stuff
we
like
do.
that. Like we were, but now we're not. And we went and bought some preventative stuff or whatever to mix in their water and stuff like that to keep them healthy and stuff or whatever. Uh, Wash your hands after handling your chickens every time and stuff like that, and try using only one pair of shoes for when you go in and out of their coop with and stuff like that, and keep them outside too or whatever. And hopefully this doesn't spread any further. And then another thing, while I was reading that, I seen something else, and I was like, "What in the world?" Or whatever. Chicken fat is becoming a popular source for biodiesel over supplies like soybean and vegetable oils. They're seeing airplanes and stuff like that, or whatever. I think, or are starting to introduce them, or whatever. Uh, it's a low cost waste product, converting poultry waste into fuel. It can divert from landfills and reduce environmental pollution while creating a renewable energy source for farms and private businesses. Yeah, I was reading that there's place mainly in Georgia, I think it was, or whatever, like private farms and big farms and stuff like that, or whatever, use chicken fat biodiesel to power their tractors and stuff like that, and or whatever. And then Purdue and Tyson, of course, the biggest chicken people or companies or whatever. They they're they've tried implementing it before too and stuff. I don't know if they still are or not. What was I at here? Uh, the pros of it are significantly cheaper than refined vegetable oil, with a high cetane number, which can improve ignition quality. It can often be used in existing diesel engines without major mods, which I thought that was cool. Whatever you can just without major modifications, you can use it. Whatever, which I don't know what that would entail though and stuff. And then the cons of it would be it's not good in cold weather. It has cold weather issues. It has a higher cloud point and pour point, meaning the fuel can thicken and clog filters and stuff like that. Which I mean, you could probably make adjustments to the filters or whatever to account for that or whatever. Maybe I don't know. If not properly refined, high viscosity and residue components can cause fuel system deposits or injector damage, which I was also reading, which isn't much of a problem anymore due to a growing demand and new tech allowing for better refining of the of the fat into fuel or whatever, which was I thought was pretty interesting. I don't know about y'all, but I thought that was cool. And then we got some pop culture news. I mean, some more sad news, unfortunately. The famous country singer David Alco passing away this past Wednesday at the age of 86. He spent a short period in the ICU before passing, and they have not released the official cause of death yet, which is sad. I love it. David Alco, whatever. I listen to his music every night at work, basically. At least a couple of his songs or whatever. I know you probably don't know nothing about David Alco. Can you even name a song?
Nope.
No?
Heck, I would know them if they played though.
Yeah. What about You Never Even Called Me by My Name?
Nope.
You don't know
Let's
that?
see if they played it properly.
Like on the way to work the other night, I was listening to "Need a Little Time Off of Bad Behavior." I love that song. All right. Anyways, let's move on to the next little bit of news we got here. You probably know more about this than
I
I do.
don't. I just told you about it this morning because I was reading about it.
Well, Taylor Swift has filed 3 landmark trademark applications to establish a federal trademark claim over her voice and likeness. These the last part of April or whatever, add a new layer of legal recourse beyond traditional copyright laws. The filings target specific elements of her identity that are frequently mimicked by AI.
I think that's amazing. I think all people should do that.
Yeah, I
That
seen.
AI is something crazy.
Yeah, I seen specifically she was. It was for the "Hey, it's Taylor" quote and stuff like that, and then one of her Eras tour outfit where she's holding a pink guitar or whatever that people often mimic or whatever. And then also it also added in there that people like McConaughey has done the same things with his all right thing and
Yeah.
stuff. But I mean, they're going to get by it regardless either way. But I guess it makes it harder for dum dums that don't know anything about tech or whatever to do it and stuff. I don't. I mean,
Me, I could
because
never.
people that know tech or whatever can find their ways around it and stuff like that. Like I was watching the one AI video. I mean, it was crazy. He kept asking over and over how to make a pipe bomb, and the AI kept telling him no, and then he did something or whatever, and then he was like, "All right, this is how you do it." And I was like, "That's crazy." And then
AI is crazy.
yeah, but anyways, let's move on to sports. I guess. I mean, this week has been a sad week with the death of David Alco and all and the salmonella outbreak or whatever. Greg Biffle that passed away. I don't remember when he passed away, when the plane crashed or whatever. But him and his whole family crashed in the plane. I'm sure y'all remember or whatever, or seen it in the news and stuff. There's a fraud investigation underway, and moments after or hours after his death was confirmed or whatever on news and stuff like that, an email was sent to his personal account saying, "Heard you're dead, rotten hell," and then a bunch of bank transactions happened, or money was transferred from thousands of dollars was transferred from his account to somewhere else, and then also
People be so bored.
also a woman was seen breaking into his house. Apparently, I guess she was a friend of the family or something like that. Because the way the police said that she was knew where the security cameras was and was able to avoid her face being seen or whatever and stuff, but was able to get away with $30,000 in cash, guns, and
Crazy.
NASCAR memorabilia or whatever. But they think they've identified her because the same uh, the woman seen on the security cameras, from the best they could see, they think matches the description of a woman that was seen at his memorial or whatever. That's so fucked up. I love Greg Biffle, whatever. I don't watch NASCAR much anymore or whatever, but when I was a kid and maybe up to my preteens or whatever, I really enjoyed NASCAR, and Greg Biffle was right there in the mix of all of it and stuff like that. Always, what he wasn't my favorite driver, but I had no beef against him or qualms or anything like that. I always respected him, whatever. But and then also the the pilots of the plane that crashed or whatever, they're also suing the Biffle estate for $30 million, citing that he was responsible for the plane's malfunction or whatever. And but the Biffle estate is expected to countersue because the plane was under a LLC owned by another company, and they're going to say that company was responsible for that stuff. I'm assuming or whatever. It's just sad to see the tragic news for that family, and I just don't think they deserve it after all he done with
No, it wasn't his
hurricane help,
fault.
the hurricane help. Helen family people and stuff like that. He helped so many people during that and everything.
Because he was gonna whip his ass.
whatever, and he was a hell of a driver too and stuff like that. I remember his interview he did with Dale Jr. on Dale Jr.'s podcast or whatever. He's a great man. But anyways, the Kings they played 2 games this past week
since got their ass whipped.
Since our last pod. Well, not the first one. They whipped the Dallas Renegades ass 47-25. Ian Wheeler set a UFL single game record of 4 rushing touchdowns in the game. And then Corey Mayfield had 2 picks, and Bryce Hall and Antonio Greer Jr. had 2 between the 2 of them, they both had pick sixes. That was a hell of a game. And then, but then, yeah, the Derby weekend, they got their ass handed to them. Not really. I mean, it was 16-13 or 16-3 game, whatever. But the Battlehawks defense was just dominant. They got 6 sacks.
Oh yeah, they did.
And then Mayfield, he got another interception, making that 3 interceptions the past 2 games or whatever. So he's been a great highlight.
They're getting better.
Yeah, they are. They really are. They just got to get it together a little bit. Their offense is better. Their defense is keeping them in the game.
I can't wait for the NFL to come back so I can bitch about them.
I don't know. I'm enjoying this spring football. It's cool or whatever. It's a little break because I mean, you like the NFL better than I do. I like college football, and I just love all the hype that Brennan. I'm not. I mean, he's not. I don't want to overstate it or anything like that and stuff or whatever. But Brennan Thompson, the way they've been talking to him, comparing him to LaShawn Jackson and stuff like, and Vlad McConkey. You don't know who LaShawn Jackson? After his podcast, we're gonna go watch some LaShawn Jackson highlights. I'm telling you. Yeah, but look up Vlad McConkey. We're just getting a faster version of him. Whatever, they're both about the same size and stuff like that. I want to see them do a race, or whatever, 40-yard dash race. But also more sporting news: the Great Steamboat Race happened, and the Bell Louisville beat the Bell of Cincinnati. You didn't get a chance to watch that. I was out here doing yard work and stuff like that, whatever. No, I think I was sleeping for work or whatever because it happened during the week.
I didn't watch it either. I could have.
And then the Oaks and the Derby happened this weekend or whatever. The Always a Runner won the Oaks.
Yeah.
And then Golden Tempo won the actual Derby from last place basically to first place on the final stretch, which was crazy. It was crazy. It was an exciting race to watch.
It was dope.
Yeah, and it happened to also be the first female trainer to win the Derby, or the Kentucky Derby anyway. And then the same jockey that won the Oaks also
won the
Derby too. So congratulations to him. That was I'm sure a lot of hard work was put into that. I know he was getting me all teared up too or whatever. Anyway, congratulations to them people or whatever. But anyways, that's all we got for y'all today. We ain't got much news today. A lot of sad news apparently and stuff. But
happy news, sad news also though.
Yeah. But anyways, y'all have a great day from here and from the chicks here we got running around or whatever. Y'all have a great day.